Here's triangle 4, right triangle. Here's where our right angle is located in that triangle. Across from the right angle is going to be the hypotenuse. That again is always, no matter where the right triangle is, across from it is your hypotenuse. Now, these two sides always depend on where the angle is given. Since the angle is given right here, across from it, that guy is always your opposite side. The guy that you're sitting on right beside is your adjacent. Now, we're trying to find theta. Well, what numbers have they given us? They've actually given us, in this case, our opposite side and our hypotenuse side. They've given us those numbers. So we got to find the trig function that deals with the opposite side and the hypotenuse side. We simply have that saying, some old hippie caught another hippie tripping on acid. Again, acid, they did that in the 80s. People were jumping off buildings, I remember as a kid. Stupid to ever do any type of drug. You just take care of your body. Don't do stupid things like that. So who are we going to use here if we're trying to figure out theta? We got opposite hypotenuse. Who deals with opposite hypotenuse? That looks like the sine function. So that's the trig function we're going to use. So we're going to have the sine of the angle, which you and I do not know at this point, is equal to, it's got to be opposite divided by hypotenuse. You can't flip them. Opposite has to go on top. Who is the opposite? That was your 9 length. Who is your hypotenuse? That's the 13. So I have the sine of the angle is equal to 9/13. How do I get the angle? I got to get rid of the word sine. How would we undo this? Just like you undo adding by subtracting. You undo multiplying by dividing. We undo the word sine by taking the inverse sine. So we're going to take the inverse sine of this side, which means we got to take the inverse sine of that. The inverse sine of the sine just goes away basically and leaves us with Mr. Theta. Theta is going to equal the inverse sine of 9 divided by 13. We now got to grab Mr. Calculator to help us out with this. So we got to do the inverse sine. Make sure your calculator's in degree mode. Hit your second sine button and then 9 divided by 13. That should give you theta is approximately 43.8 degrees. This angle right here is 43.8 degrees. Those trig functions helped me figure that out. Nice stuff.